Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's what I hear in the chat. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel. I'm your two-time Super Bowl champion. I'm your Pro Bowler. I'm your all-pro record-breaking cornerback. And I'm the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions during the 16-game season era. Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said in this Monday Night Vibes. And you can hear the energy, and you know I'm ready because that game was lit. And man, we had two sophomore quarterbacks going head-to-head. And who achieved the goal of winning the game? We all know who won the game. But let me bring on my co-host, 2-3 Drees, and he has to match this energy.
What's up?
Tonight, baby. How we doing out there? Chat world. Shout out to Tim Laurie, Joe T, sorry. And SJ in the chat, man. Y'all turn on, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this live and make sure y'all know. Say what needs to be said. Always give y'all the hot takes first before everyone else decides to jump on the hot takes and build off of what I've created over here on Say What Needs to Be Said. And as you can see, we had a lot to talk about, and I was the first to break the story in the news about the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, how terrible the Miami Dolphins are, and the coaching staff and the general manager, the leadership in that facility, in that building is terrible. Now everybody sees what I'm talking about, right? Now tonight we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Then we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, the future of Joe Flacco. What does that mean for Dylan Gabriel and Shadeur Sanders and also Tyreek Hill? Should the Dolphins deal Tyreek Hill, or should he let him stay with the team and blow it up? Because that's all he's going to do is blow it up. You know Tyreek Hill is a ticking time bomb. Like I told y'all, he has the breed of AB, man. All right, man. How you doing out there tonight, Drees? How we doing, baby?
Man, feeling good after the first Monday Night Football game, man. It was exciting. It was a 25th year anniversary.
Oh, man, something like that. 25th year, 27, 28.
Yeah, so
man, in my lifetime is just going, man. I just wake up every day. I don't keep up with the time. I'm just living every day and trying to live my best. You know what I mean? You probably heard they said the 25th anniversary. I'm just living. I didn't even hear it.
It was something like that. 50-20. It was a big milestone. But man, it was good to see football is fully. First week is done. You got a lot to talk about, especially with this game right here.
Yeah, so Monday Night Vibes, man. Monday Night Football, man. Everybody loves to watch Monday Night Football. So week 1 is officially a wrap. Everybody's team can't win, but I hope your favorite team won. I hope y'all team won out there, but you know, that's just how it goes. Everybody's team can't win. Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings win at the last minute, 27 to the Bears 24. And what a surprise. What a surprise, because I was ready to take J.J. McCarthy head off. I was about to tell him about himself. I was ready to let the Minnesota Vikings know how terrible they are of an organization. But he saved the Minnesota Vikings. He saved himself. He saved a butt whooping from Say What Needs to Be Said, because J.J. McCarthy came alive in the fourth quarter. And like I said, he was very suspect until then. All the way into the fourth quarter, when the game is on the line, when the Minnesota Vikings need him the most, he stepped up, and he stepped up big, man. It was ugly before that. Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy, man, 2 quarterbacks playing in their second season. We don't know. We haven't, J.J. McCarthy wasn't in the media as much as Caleb Williams was, right? So we are waiting to see what Caleb Williams is all about. We're waiting to see him live up to the hype and the expectations he had as the first overall draft pick in the 2024 draft. We waiting to see. Caleb Williams, he didn't have a pretty night statistically, but if I want to give him any credit, he was really good with his decision-making for the most part of the night. His accuracy is a big question. It has a big question mark on it. I'm not happy with the number 1 pick, the first overall draft pick in the 2024 draft. Accuracy. He has to be a lot more accurate than he was tonight, and he needs to play better. Caleb didn't want to take too many chances down the field. Most of his completions came from checkdowns. Caleb has to push that ball down the field more in order for the Bears to have any success on offense. High percentage chances down the field, nothing crazy. Not just chances. We don't want them out there playing reckless. But at the end of the day, you always take what the defense is giving up. He did that for the most part. But at the same time, we know, I know as a defender, and the offense understands that throwing the checks downs all the time is just the easy way out because I'm scared to take that chance. But get those completions to keep the ball moving down the field, keep the drive alive. That's what it's about. Caleb Williams finished the game, I think, 20 for 34 and 191 yards passing with 1 touchdown. He didn't turn the ball over, did he? I don't think
turnovers.
Huh?
I said no turnovers.
No turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over. That is always a plus. That's a good thing. You don't want your quarterback turning the ball over. But at the same time, he had 3 failed attempts to regain the lead in the fourth quarter. This last drive to end the game, yeah, it's an attempt. He ran out of time, but he definitely had 2 great, great opportunities to put his team back in the position and regain the lead and win the game. And he failed. He lost to J.J. McCarthy. Simple as that. J.J. McCarthy, you the first overall pick. J.J. McCarthy is somewhere in the 20s. I think he was the 27th, 8th, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, Caleb Williams was not very good in this game, especially in the fourth quarter. But you can see how Caleb Williams possibly may be good, or the potential is there. He's very good in the pocket, man. He's very good in the pocket, avoiding sacks and pressure and the pressure. What did you see?
Man, what I see with Caleb Williams, what I always see, when it's a comfortable situation, he's going to get the job done. Like in the first quarter, game tied up, it went down 10 for 10 in the first quarter, completions, leading score touchdowns and everything like that. But then once the game get close and he face adversity, all that goes out the window.
But don't get caught up in the stats. And that's how a lot of people get fooled thinking these quarterbacks or these players are good. You see the stats. I'm watching actual plays, and what are you doing? Just because you're completing these passes doesn't mean you're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good, but how good are you actually doing? Like I said, when he was going for 10 for 10, those were nothing but checkdowns. He threw a lot of checkdowns. He was scared to take high percentage chances down the field. And that is the issue for Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears running their offense. You see when in the fourth quarter, when the game was on the line, when the Vikings finally took the lead, it was Caleb Williams was forced to take these high percentage chances down the field. And that's when you seen that he began to lose his touch. He couldn't be as accurate. The ball wasn't getting to the receivers. He might have had 2, maybe 3, 2 good passes that should have been caught. But other than that, he wasn't accurate at all in the fourth quarter.
He missed a wide open DJ Moore.
He missed a wide open DJ Moore. There was a one-handed catch to the tight end that, he could have probably took an inch or 2 off the pass, and the tight end could have caught the ball freely.
That's what I'm kind of saying. Like when he's comfortable and like the game is not like a desperate situation or a clutch moment for him, he makes better decisions. He'll pull the ball down and scramble for the first down, or he just looked more comfortable, even making certain passes and things like that. But as soon as the game is close and the time is running down, it's like a whole different quarterback. Yes, it's a whole different quarterback, and that's the difference between a good quarterback and just a guy that just out there, man. That's what I've been saying about Caleb Williams since college, and he proved it again to me today when the game got tough.
Play. He has all the tools and the intangibles to be a good quarterback. He could throw the ball from any angle. He could make any throw pretty much on the field. But like you say, when the game is on the line, what would he do? And there was a play out there, and I think the Bears went for on 4th down one time during this game, and I think it was 4th and 3. Caleb threw a pretty bad ball. The ball was not accurate at all. He had a good chance to convert, and I forget who the receiver was, but he didn't throw a pass that was catchable pretty much. And those are the passes Caleb has to hit if he wants to be a champion. 4th and 3. We need you to complete this pass to continue to drive, to keep the drive alive. And those are the plays that the champions make to win the game.
Let me say like a big difference that I also noticed not on the stat sheet. When the Vikings were down at halftime, I see J.J. McCartney at the tunnel clapping everybody's hands like, let's go, we got this. And then you see Caleb Williams like, his reaction when something don't go right is like,
you can see the difference. You can see the difference in entitlement and someone that's happy to play football.
I like that about JJ McCartney. He was down. He was having a terrible first half. He was getting sacked. He the game looked too fast for him, but he was at the tunnel at halftime, slapping every single teammate hand, telling them, let's go, we got this. We're gonna come on second half and make a difference. That's like something probably some other people didn't notice, but that's something I noticed about JJ McCartney. And he came out that second half and we saw the difference.
Yeah, man. You have those players like that. Some of those players, it's probably because he was playing in his hometown. If y'all don't know, he's from Chicago. So he's probably like, man, regardless of what happens in this game, I get to see my family, man. I'll be around my family. We finna go to my favorite restaurant and we about to hang out. So maybe that has something to do with it. But, some people, and like I talked about it, Caleb Williams is one of those entitled players, a first rounder, first overall pick who thinks everything is supposed to be given to him, handed to him. That's how his life has been as a quarterback, as a 5-star athlete, making and getting that scholarship to college. Everything was pretty much handed to him. But I want to talk about the impact some of these first rounders have that the teams are obligated to keep around, and sometimes it's tragic. And the Vikings, the Vikings were thriving. They was thriving, and they had one of the elite offenses in the NFL with Sam Darnold. Then they drafted J.J. McCarthy in the first round, and they forced the Minnesota Vikings to trade Sam McDonald or not re-sign him, right? And then they had to deal with J.J. McCarthy, right? And it doesn't matter how bad that first rounder plays, that team and that coach is going to be forced to have to deal with that first rounder for maybe 2 to 3 years, right? And McCarthy can be okay. I could see a little bit in. I'll say I was ready to go in on him. I was ready to give him the business because I don't see no reason why the Minnesota Vikings didn't retain Sam Darnold's services, right? He orchestrated the offense to over 4,000 yards in offense last season. That team no longer has that right now unless J.J. McCarthy can replace that. So the effect that these first rounders have on teams it can be freaking tragic at times. If J.J. McCarthy don't pan out and you let Sam Darnold go when, Sam Darnold and Kevin O'Connell was just building relationship, and it was probably going to end up being one of those elite quarterback head coaches type relationships because that was the first chance that Sam Darnold got. And
that was 14 wins. That's a 14-win season.
It's a 14-win season, yo. Things broke down towards the end of the season, but live and learn. You're moving on, and you can't look in the past. So J.J. McCarthy is here now, right? So how is he going to deliver? Do any of the Viking fans out there believe or have faith in J.J. McCarthy after the night? After the night, definitely gave you more confidence than you ever probably had before in him, especially from the first to the third quarter. Because Lord Jesus.
I think a lot of people felt like you.
I didn't see one decent pass by J.J. McCarthy in the first half. No, I only saw one. Put it like that. I only saw one, and I think it came in 2-minute drill, something like that. He threw one decent pass, and I think it was in 2-minute drill. Other than that, it was check down after check down after check down until the fourth quarter. Until the fourth quarter, baby. The fourth quarter is when J.J. McCarthy came alive, and that's what you're talking about with Caleb Williams. Coming alive and making the plays to win the game, taking care of those situations,
Exactly.
But do y'all think J.J. McCarthy was a bad decision? Let me know. What do you think? What do you think, Dries? Do you think he was a bad decision or Sam McDonald.
I think
ran his time.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold, that was a surprise, man. Yeah, Sam Darnold, that was a surprise right there, leading them to 14 wins into the playoffs. They fought to the end to win the number 1 seed. But I mean, I think J.J. McCartney was their guy the whole time. They just got injured, so it gave Sam Darnold that time, and they was going to ride with their guy. And just like you said, it was a first round pick, so you got to stick it out with the guy you drafted to replace Kirk Cousins in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's still up in the air. We have to see, man. We have to wait and see, man. But
especially if they do bad, that's going to be Kevin McConnell made a mistake letting Sam. That's going to be the story.
Yeah,
that's going to be the story.
Yeah. But I was impressed, man. Too, man. It's exactly when the game was on the line. J.J. McCarthy, he not only converted the touchdown to take the lead, he also made it a 3-point lead by converting a 2-point conversion. That was like a double plus right there. Like boom, boom, boom. I'm playing in front of my hometown, my family, and I'm making it happen, baby. I know, boy, after that third quarter, his family was getting harassed in the stadium, boy. They was talking. Yeah, I know they was talking much smack to them people, man. Mm-hmm. But the Vikings, man, they had less than 130 yards in total offense in the first half, if I'm correct, right? And it was looking bad. And if I'm a Chicago Bear, I played for the Bears, or I'm a Bears fan, I'm looking at my defense like, man, we got a pretty good defense. Our defense is banging. But don't be deceived. That's how a lot of these teams out here, sometimes on defense, you get deceived thinking your defense is really good because you stop and you stop the team that isn't really good on offense or has a quarterback that can't really achieve much. But in your mind, when your coach reads off those stats and says such and such team, a total of 150 yards total offense, 75 yards passing, 75 yards rushing, and we met our goal. But at the same time, you may have someone like J.J. McCarthy at quarterback, or Caleb Williams. Not even J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy won the game. But, you might have one or two of these quarterbacks that not really capable as a Josh Allen and as a Patrick Mahomes, but you're going to pat yourself on the back and give that false sense of reality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and then coach, they just start reading them stats so everybody feel good. That's how it goes, man. You got to pat yourself on the back, give yourself something to feel good about when you're playing football out here, because it get rough. It can get real rough. Get real rough out there. What do you think, man?
Tim Laurie saying the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. He called it first.
Oh, Tim Laurie, you called it first. Hey, I promise you, if the Vikings win the Super Bowl, I will blow your name up. Tim Laurie called this in week 1 after the Vikings beat Chicago Bears. Because ain't no way in the world the Minnesota Vikings is winning the Super Bowl. Now, if they would have had Sam Darnold, I could maybe agree with you, because the Vikings defense, they play really good defense. With Brian Flores out there, as the defensive coordinator, they play really good defense. And it's kind of sad because the defense probably always feel like, man, what if we had Sam Darnold like we did last season? Could we have made that extra step to get to where we needed to get by us playing so good on defense? But that's just one of those things you gotta live with, man.
They thinking that already?
Super Bowl?
No, I'm saying, damn, what if we had Sam Darnold? They thinking that already?
Up until the fourth quarter? That's what I would have been thinking and feeling up until the fourth quarter. Like, man, where is Sam Darnold, man? God, last season didn't go like this, bro. Like, when I sat on the sideline, bro, Sam Darnold was out there striking, bro. He had 4,000 yards in offense. So that means the first game of the season, he had over 200 yards, bro. What is going on, bro? I'm not used to this.
Justin Jefferson was thinking that when he had a catch in the first half.
Exactly. That was my next thing, Justin Jefferson, how he feels about everything, I know he's feeling the wrath of it. He will not have those seasons that he had in the past and until J.J. McCarthy come along. But he's not coming along no time soon. Maybe like week 8, 9, 10, if he got it. I'm not sure J.J. McCarthy has it But we'll see, man. It's still a debate. It's still something unknown. Caleb Williams, though, is starting to be a disappointment. He's starting to be one of those quarterbacks that has all the attribute, has all the tools. He can do everything needs to be done as far as skill sets and things like that to be an NFL quarterback. But when the game is on the line and situational football, or it's time to be a leader and lead the team, he can't achieve none of those things. So that's what it seems like Caleb Williams he's going to always be in NFL because the potential seems like it's there. He can make these passes. He's good in the pocket. Oh man, he avoids sacks and pressure like no other. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. You got to have it in your heart, in your gut. You got to have that will to win, man. I just don't see it or feel it in him. His mannerisms, walking into the facilities, just the way he dressed, the way he act. Yeah, that's me judging the football player. I just don't see it in him. I don't see that he has that it factor. He has the tools, the athletic ability, and all those, but that it factor, that Patrick Mahomes, that Tom Brady, that Peyton Manning, I just don't see that.
You won't catch them. None of them lean on the sideline.
Yeah, man. That's that entitlement, man. None of the greats that I played with ever felt that entitlement. They always felt they had to prove themselves and earn their respect and go out there and show their teammates that they can do whatever it takes to win games, man. That's what I've been around. So I don't understand any of that other foolishness, how these players and things be acting and carrying on out there. A good thing I was born into greatness. But the Cleveland Browns, man, we have to talk about the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are 0-1 to start the season. Lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco, he had an up and down day. The Cleveland Browns had a chance to win. They didn't pull it off, and they lost to a divisional opponent, which is the Cincinnati Bengals. And my question is, how long will the Cleveland Browns stick with Joe Flacco before they realize it's time to make a change? It's time to do something different at quarterback. How long will the Cleveland Browns stick with Joe Flacco? The 40-year-old, 85th year quarterback. Because it's a strong possibility. It's a strong possibility the Cleveland Browns will start this season off 0-4 with the Ravens up next. That's who the Browns got next. It's a strong possibility that they will end 0-4. I see the first win coming possibly with the Detroit Lions if they can get one. And the problem with Joe Flacco and continue to have him as the starter for the Cleveland Browns is there isn't any upside or any plans for the future when it comes to Joe Flacco being the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. So him continuing to play quarterback and they not winning no games is insanity. Now, I predicted Joe Flacco to throw the towel in by week 4 or 5, but I never thought about the Cleveland Browns actually starting off the season 0-4. Now, as I look at their schedule and they lost this first game, it's a strong possibility. Remember, the first 4 to 5 weeks will be Joe Flacco's best that we get from him. That is the best we're going to get from Joe Flacco. Fresh legs, not too much wear and tear going on, just starting to take hits. That's when you will see the best from Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco will start to wear down after week 5, just based on his age and the amount of time and games he's played in his career. That's how it goes as an old man in the NFL. So after Joe Flacco starts to wear and tear, week 5 comes around and he starts throwing the towel. What's next? What comes next, Drees?
Man, listen, week 5 is the week they play in London, and he will not be the starter in the London game. They're gonna switch up before that because he's starting off 0-4. You got Ravens, Green Bay Packers, and the Lions. They're gonna be calling for the next person, man. And then, a lot of times organizations feed into the media, feed into the fans, and they're gonna have to make that change. They're gonna have to pull it from Joe Flacco because he ain't gonna be. They want to put up a little fight at least. And of course, you got Shadeur back there waiting and Dylan Gabriel back there waiting. But Dylan Gabriel will be a starter for that London game in week 5. I guarantee it right now. I'm saying it right now. Saying it first.
Week 5? Week 5? Yeah.
Yep.
You saying it first, huh?
In London.
Hey, but yeah, like you saying, man, Dillon Gabriel, he will get the first opportunity. There's nothing we can do about that, man. Dillon Gabriel will get the first opportunity when after Joe Flacco is relieved. But how long will Dillon Gabriel's opportunity last before
That's a different
Shadeur
story.
Sanders is given a shot? Because if Dillon Gabriel doesn't seize the moment, they don't have any choice but to give Shadeur Sanders a chance. And my predictions, I can see the Cleveland Browns giving Shadeur Sanders a chance by week 8, week 10, something like that, by my calculations.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns are a bend but don't break team kind of team, right? No matter who's that quarterback, they will be competitive in most of their games. Maybe even finish with a winning record, no matter who's that quarterback. But Dillon Gabriel, man, he can play quarterback, right? As, let me use Cam Newton's terms, right? As a game manager, with basic concepts and passes under 20 yards. But asking Dillon Gabriel to do what Caleb Williams had to do today, go out there and win these close games or maybe make key plays in situational football. I think that's asking a little too much for Dillon capabilities. That's just my opinion. He has so many things going against him. First, his size, he's very small along with his athletic ability, right? His athletic ability makes him vulnerable. Vulnerable to the point where it could be hard for Dillon Gabriel to withstand tackles from, these big old 6'5", 300-pound defensive linemen. And that can be a major issue. You can't be small and prone out here because everybody's big, strong, fast, physical, athletic. It's the best of the best. You know what I mean? So, what do you say? Week 5? No more Joe Flacco?
No more Joe Flacco after week 5. That first 4 games, that's tough right there. And they're going to want to see change. They're going to want to see change over there in Cleveland.
They're going to want to see change. And it's going to start from the fan base. And they're going to voice their opinion. And they have every right to. You got 2 quarterbacks that everybody wants to see or waiting to see besides Joe Flacco. Only matter of time before everyone starts to voice their opinion. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do really believe that Shadeur Sanders will get his chance to shine, this season, his rookie year. But like a lot of other player situations, he needs a little help, first to get there, like we talked about. So many players' careers are made from opportunities that arise because of another player's mishaps or just unfortunate circumstances, right? Everybody knows Tom Brady's story, and it's very relative to Shadeur's situation. Brady was given an opportunity, and he took full advantage of it and became a seven-time Super Bowl champion. 7-time Super Bowl champion. And y'all know my story. You know my story if you've been rocking with me. 4th rounder, drafted with a 2nd rounder at the same position in the same draft class. I finally got my opportunity, and the rest is history. Some players are given their positions, like the 1st rounders and 2nd rounders, while late rounders like myself, Tom Brady, and Shadeur Sanders, we have to wait for the coach to take a chance or feel like we deserve that opportunity. And when that opportunity comes, you just have to seize the moment. Life isn't fair. Everybody doesn't get afforded the same opportunities and chances in life. You have to create your opportunities and create the life you want to live, basically, in this world. And that's what it's going to boil down to, waiting for the opportunity, staying humble, staying grounded, grinding it out. But the Cleveland Browns can't continue. It just wouldn't make any sense to continue to have Joe Flacco at quarterback and losing and, bringing the aura down and around the team and facilities that, because he's not going to provide nothing, especially if he's not winning. He's not going to provide any energy, nothing vocal. He's just a laid back, older type of quarterback. He really wanted to mentor and coach the other guys up, but they're forcing him to be on the field right now, and he's like, y'all paying me $4 million. I'm fake it till I can make it. Fake it till I make it.
I definitely think Dylan Gabriel gonna have a longer leash than Joe Flacco will. I think he'll get more games, more opportunities than Joe Flacco once he's getting the game. It's not gonna be as quick to pull him as it will be to pull Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because I'm looking at the play, right? Yeah, logically you're 100% correct, right? But I'm looking at the play, like I say, we're using Cam Newton's terms. He is a game manager, right? When they're using Dylan Gabriel, he gets the balls out quick and short. A lot of underneath passes, a lot of 10 yards passes and under. But when it's third down and the defense is paying man-to-man coverage, and now you're forced to throw the ball a little deeper, that's when he has the trouble, man, and they're blitzing and zone blitzing, disguising the coverage. That's when you see the trouble come up in Dylan Gabriel's eyes. So you're saying he'll have a longer leash? Yeah, theoretically, being that he's a rookie and things like that. But at the same time, I can see him immersing a lot of turnovers, right? Turnovers back to back, because it's his type of game, that quick release, like Tua Tagovailoa. They play the same type of game. And as you can see, those quick releases, sometimes you don't understand the defense and where everyone is at. It's quick. It's easy to make a quick decision. And he has to play that way. Dylan Gabriel has to play that way and get the ball out quick like Tua Tagovailoa, because both of those guys' arms aren't that strong. They're that's one part of their game they lack in. They have weak arms. And that's what they need to do to be successful. Get the ball out quick, play on timing and rhythm, and that's their game. Tua is struggling right now trying to, Mike McDaniels and his new concept they have out there. He is absolutely struggling because he's used to just Mr. 1, 2, 3, let it go. And Tyreek Hill and Waddle, they creating a lot of separation. Now he's struggling. Yeah. So what do y'all think, chat, man? Do y'all think Shadeur Sanders is going to get a chance this season? Do you think he will actually get a chance to go out there and compete this season? I actually think it is definitely will happen. There's so many things that can fall in place for Shadeur Sanders, like I talked about. Because everybody's expecting to see Dylan Gabriel, and it eventually will happen. It eventually will happen. But we'll see, man. So we keep waiting on Shadeur Sanders, and hey, we waiting on you, brother. We waiting on you. You keep grinding. But when your number's called, just make sure you seize the moment, man. Don't let us down. Make us proud. Make it Pop proud, and everybody else rooting for you. So shout out to the Sanders family, man.
Yes, sir.
So have y'all heard the latest and the greatest on Tyreek Hill, man? Not only are rumors swirling that he needs to be traded and should be traded and absolutely should be traded, but he's still going through issues with the divorce from his estranged ex-wife and things like that. And now there's more and more documents coming out, man. But it's clear as day, man, the Miami Dolphins season will be a dumpster fire. I told y'all that. This offseason told the full story. If you Stevie Wonder, you can see that they was going to be sorry. You know what I mean? You can be you could have on the darkest shades in the world, and you can see that they was going to be sorry. They traded Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, key players on the team. And nobody knew why. It was unknown reasons.
You see the day that Jalen Ramsey had in Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah, he's very physical out there making plays, running around, man. I'm sure he's happy to get out of this dumpster fight, And I put Mike McDaniels and general manager Chris Greer on blast before the season started because I saw what was coming. So I had to alert everybody, and everybody caught on and they blew it up. Maybe they didn't want to say it and they was waiting for someone else to say it, and I said it and they said, okay, Asante, you said what we want to say, but we gonna blast it for you because we don't want to say it. But I said it first. Now everyone sees what I've seen. It's clear as day. But from my point of view, it was a lack of leadership by the head coach and general manager. And now, with all this being going on and all this being said, the Dolphins have officially entered the rebuilding process. It's time to rebuild.
As well, man.
They need a new team. They need new trainers. They need new bus drivers. They need to charter a new flight. They need a new facility. They need a new practice field. They need new cleats. They need a new uniform.
Everything, huh?
They need
the
a new
bus driver
logo. They need a new head coach. They need everything. They absolutely need everything. And if the Dolphins continue to play Tyreek Hill under these circumstances, man, like I said, he's a ticking time bomb. That temper is going to explode and make everything worse around him. So how long will they continue to string Tyreek along on the string, thinking that everything is okay and copacetic, and he gonna go out there and be the teammate that he always talking about this offseason? I'm gonna be a better teammate. I'm gonna be a leader, and all these things I'm gonna do it right, so on and so forth. As soon as that fool don't get the ball, it's time to go ape shit. That's how he gonna rock, you know.
Man,
but go ahead.
I was saying we were talking about Joe Flacco not making it to week 5. Mike McDaniels might not make it to week 5, man, the way it's looking.
Absolutely. Like I said, hey, that's another one. There's a lot of people might not make it to week 5, but definitely Mike McDaniels will definitely, I'm going to go on and say it first here, say what needs to be said. Mike McDaniels will be the first head coach to be fired. Ain't no way around that. Ain't no way, you know. And the sad part about it is Chris Greer has been there for 9 years. I think he's the longest tenured general manager in the NFL, and he still hasn't won a playoff game. The longest tenured general manager in the NFL, 9 years, and still hasn't won a playoff game. He continues to bring in these different head coaches, fire him, act like he's the man and he's in control and he's making these wonderful decisions. And that's the thing with business, man. You can get one of these owners or these people in positions of power that love you so much, and you can just swindle them, like, you know, kind of like the Bill Belichick and Mr. Kraft situation. But Bill Belichick produced. That's the only thing. Chris Greer, he isn't producing anything. But Chris Greer, you got some work to do. You got one last goal to achieve for the Dolphins that can help the Dolphins when they get rid of you and Mike Daniels. You know, trade Tyreek Hill and get some more draft picks. I'm not saying you're going to get any significant draft picks, but trade them and get some draft picks. And which Super Bowl contenders that possibly can be a potential trade for Tyreek Hill out there? Who do y'all see Tyreek Hill possibly can be traded to? And I got one team that I think will be the perfect landing spot for Tyreek Hill. There are some other places, but I got one perfect landing spot for Tyreek Hill. That's meaning Tyreek Hill is going to be the stand-up teammate. He's going to be a good guy. He's not going to cause no drama, so on and so forth. He's going to be the normal athlete on the team. I got one perfect landing spot for Tyreek Hill. What y'all think? What y'all think would be the perfect spot?
Man, I don't know who.
Somebody say KC. Somebody say KC.
Who else? KC, Dallas. We got Dallas in the chat.
KC is probably the second best landing spot. I have the perfect one.
What's the perfect spot?
Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills would be the number one place I want to see trade Tyreek Hill. Trade for Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen could use them. You know, they're desperate over there to win the Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills need to trade for Tyreek Hill. And the good thing about being in Buffalo as compared to being in Miami, it's boring and not much to do as compared to being in Miami. So it's less distractions and not as much to do. So you ain't got to worry about as much trouble and things like that as him going on in Buffalo. He will be more focused than he is or where it was at any other place. And then he gets to play with Josh Allen. Josh Allen will love him. He will take him under his wing, and you know they will build a hell of a relationship because he understands. Josh Allen will understand the type of threat he has, and this is the time to seize the moment. I need this athlete. I got him on my team. I need to make this work so we can win the Super Bowl because everything we're doing is not working. And I think that would be a huge threat to any defense, man. Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill, man, I think that'd be real scary.
Man, I think that would be a huge threat, but I don't think it'll work out, man. Last time we seen Josh Allen with a superstar wide receiver that with that same type of attitude when he didn't get the ball was Stephon Diggs, and he led the league in turnovers trying to force him the ball. I feel like that would be like the same situation when Tyreek Hill not getting the ball. He'll be asking Josh Allen for the ball. He'll forcing it. Right now, it's just got Josh Allen and his guys out there. And he's more comfortable spreading the ball around and not forcing it to that one person every time. So I don't feel like that even though like they're two great players, sometimes the two great players put together don't mesh as well as just a man that knows he in control and things like that. I mean, that's when we became MVP.
Yeah, that's a good point, but you got to understand offensive players' mannerisms and how they act and the personality, the egos, everything that's going on in their mind, right? Mm-hmm. So when Stephon Diggs acted up and he blew up in Buffalo, right? He was pretty much at his peak. He was at the prime of his career, pretty much, right? Tyreek Hill, same thing. He's at the peak. He's at the prime of his career. He's popping off. He's blowing up, talking about he's competitive. He wants to win. He has to do whatever's best for his family, right? That's when most players lash out, act foolish, because this is entitlement, whatever is going on, right? Now you see Stephon Diggs at the New England Patriots. You're not going to see him lashing out. You don't see him more focused. You don't see him apologetic. You don't see him trying to get along with his teammates, not lashing out, because he's not at his peak no more, at the prime of his career. You know, he needs the New England Patriots. You understand what I'm saying? And that could be the same situation with Tyreek Hill. He can see that it's coming to an end if he don't, you know, act right and get his mind right. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, he has to produce. So when you have players at their peak and have that entitlement thing going on and thinking they're a superstar player, they're going to lash out, act stupid, act foolish, do things like that. But when they see that they're at the end of the career, you see the change, man. I've seen it plenty of times.
Man, I know.
Now,
I know.
Go ahead.
No, I know he'll definitely be happy to be able to compete instead of being that dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly. That definitely will be refreshing for him. You know, mm-hmm. That probably feel like he's going to the AFC East champion. They're going to be a champion. Probably don't feel like they'll make it to the playoff, and he probably will go out there. Like I say, he's gonna do what he need to do as a teammate to go out there and help Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills win. But if anyone makes the trade, man, they definitely need to make the trade and make it fast so Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill can build and make that relationship twerk. So Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills, y'all trade no more than a third or fourth rounder for Tyreek Hill. Get Josh Allen some more weapons because it's time for Josh Allen to win the Super Bowl. If Josh Allen doesn't win the Super Bowl, something has to give in Buffalo. Because Josh Allen should be a Super Bowl winner. I don't know what it is going on, what's happening in Buffalo, why he can't achieve that success. I don't know if it's the atmosphere, it's the athletes, the players, the coaches, it's the stadium, the weather, whatever it is. Josh Allen needs to be a Super Bowl winner.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. They in their way.
Hey, along with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson deserves to be needs to be a Super Bowl champion. And that's a good possibility, right? That's another good possibility. Tyreek Hill to the Baltimore Ravens. The only thing I don't like about Tyreek Hill or the Baltimore Ravens trading for Tyreek Hill is any negative influence that he may have on Zay Flowers. I don't want him to go over there having any negative influence on Zay Flowers. So that will be one pushback I would have from the Baltimore Ravens trading for Zay Flowers. I mean, for Tyreek Hill. So I don't know. I can see that, but I can see him being a weapon for the Baltimore Ravens alone. Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Man, that would be something to have to deal with, man. Loading up the box to stop Derrick Henry, and you got Zay Flowers and Tyreek Hill on the outside. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Man, who got more pressure? Is it Josh Allen and the Bills or the Ravens and Lamar Jackson?
Who got more pressure?
To win the Super Bowl.
Oh, I think it's kind of equal, man. I think it's totally equal. It's like you can't even separate it, man. I think it's totally equal. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both have the same. They both need to win the Super Bowl about the same. They both need to do it like right now. Well, okay, I'll say Josh Allen. If Josh Allen don't win the Super Bowl right now this season, his coaches are on the hot seat. Whereas Lamar Jackson doesn't win the Super Bowl, I don't know if he's on the hot seat. You know, maybe he's not. But Jim Harbaugh, man, he gave up he blew a lot of leads over his head coaching tenure at as a Baltimore Raven and the head coach for the Baltimore Ravens. So I don't know how they will look at him and the situation and things like that. But I think Josh Allen ultimately has to win before anyone. Josh Allen has to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so crazy because when the Dolphins first traded for Tyreek, everything was looking on the up and up. The Dolphins were number one offense in the NFL. Tua Tagovailoa was having career highs. His career was looking promising. I didn't never believe in Tua Tagovailoa. I always called him Mr. 1, 2, 3, and that's documented. But he had everyone fooled.
He put up 70 points.
I think it was the concepts and the head coach and the offensive coordinator being able to manipulate the offense and defense to make it work for him for 1 year, and then everyone caught on. Tyreek was, Tyreek Hill, he was motivated, he was motivated to achieve 2,000 yards. Everything was just swell. And now you got Tyreek Hill off the field issues, man. Tyreek Hill going through a situation, if y'all don't know, with his ex-wife or his wife he just divorced, and it's the same pattern that keeps coming out. And this may hurt his draft or his trade stock because it's reports in legal documents about the divorce and things like that. And when it's a fight, man, it's a fight, man. It's all type of stuff come out, and these lawyers out here, man, they don't play fair, man. So
yeah,
stay away from these women that want to get these divorces and try to take your money. What you say?
And I was saying one of the reports say that his exchange wife is now a legend and NFL superstar, roughed him up multiple times on multiple occasions during a 17-month marriage, and she bring that up in a divorce filing. So,
and it's like, why are you bringing that up now, man? It's like you have to stay away from these lawyers, man. It's like once these lawyers get a hold of you and they know you got money and they have a client that can say pretty much anything, whether it's the truth or not about you, man, it's like they are on an attack, man. You already got the divorce, you got the alimony, you got, your big lump sum payment, you got the car, you got the house. That's not good enough. Now, you got to add on. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's some old reporting news from when, the divorce happened or whatever, man. But it just looks bad, man. It just looks bad and all that, man. So, Hey, man. We've been grinding, man. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, man. Now we finally get a couple days off, folks. Hey, we hope y'all having fun rocking with us, man. We watching these games with 2020, baby, in 4K, so we can give y'all great analysis and tell y'all what's going on. Let y'all see what you may not see, and the mainstream media may not be able to tell you. Like we've been bamboozled by Travis Hunter playing both ways. They're not gonna tell y'all that the whole time Jacksonville Jaguars acting like they drafting him the second overall pick. Like I said, trading up to draft him the second round overall draft pick. Let me slow down a little bit. To talk about he's gonna be a two-way player, and then the game week one starts fastly approaching. They change their tune. He's going to be an every down receiver. Situation at corner. Man, so we're going to break it down, and we see these things before anyone else out here. You know what I mean? Say what needs to be said. Shout out to my chat. Shout out to my day ones. I see y'all, man. So I'm going to see y'all next time. Make sure y'all, man, if y'all know anything, see anything y'all want me to talk about, need us to break down. Y'all need some motivation. Y'all need some inspiration. You need some mentorship. You need some leadership, guidance, any of that, man. Hey, we got a lot of wisdom, and man, we like helping people out over here and say what needs to be said. So Monday Night Vibes, man. Shout out to JJ McCarthy. Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings whooping the Chicago Bears butt. They controlled the game the whole game. In the fourth quarter, Caleb Williams couldn't deliver. He couldn't get nothing going. He let them down. Terrible.
The Caleb Williams we know, man.
That's the Caleb Williams we know, man. So, all right, I'm Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel. That's
your boy 2-3 Drees.
And we're going to see y'all next time. We are out.